the state of conscious being. Slightly more personal, the state of consciousness being. My consciousness is being. We could say conscious being. That being is conscious. That being is conscious. That being is conscious. But when we want to intimately experience this being truly consciousness, there is a state that's called consciousness being. In this state, very few, when tasting this state, actually respond to this state. The majority feel uneasy, queasy in this state, because the mind that experiences it, the mind that sees this consciousness being, it feels for its life. It's going to die. So it creates some sort of nausea, some sort of response. But of course the mind cannot die. The mind is just losing its identity. So that's why when you wake up in the morning, that's the point of this consciousness being. You wake up. When there's no work the next day, when there's no alarm clock waking you up, when there's no ulterior task, an organized event that's going to take place in the morning, when you're allowed to wake up naturally, the awareness responds in that natural way. It responds consciously. Awareness begins to see. It's no longer asleep. But even in that state, the mind comes in and says, what can we do today? This is not good. We need to get out of bed. We need to do this. We need to be thinking about that. We need to be doing this. Because the mind hates consciousness being. Hates its being state, being left alone, vulnerable to the world, without it protecting him or her. It is the most intimate experiences, but the most nauseating experience when the mind is allowed or responds to that what it knows. I must protect my identity. I must protect this person that I represent. And of course, the mind is very important in other areas of our life. When it's the consciousness being, or the body, or the human state is being verbally or physically attacked, that ego mind says, no, now you need me. Yeah, now you need me. Now you need me. Now I'm not so nauseating anymore. Now I'm here to protect you. So there's never a denial of that ego mind-based protective element that is inbuilt. It is natural. You don't have to go to school to learn about protecting yourself or others. We learn at school and through our life that we need to be protecting everything. We need to be protecting our gloves in the car, our special gloves, our cuddly toy, our phone, our home, our area of ground that we live on, our job, our title, our money. Therefore, this consciousness being is no longer needed. So mind really supersedes this. And if you're happy with this way of life, what is the point of seeking spirituality, seeking religion, seeking God, seeking happiness, seeking peace, seeking freedom, seeking liberation? Because we are already that as conscious of conscious beings. Consciousness is the most feared state because it's infinite, and the ego mind is not infinite, it is temporary. So it does not want to replicate permanence, infinite life, because we'll take death as just another, oh well, he died, that's okay. So it's a dual-edged sword for ego. Ego has to protect what we now are firmly believing in, because each one of us has different qualities of ego mind. That's why you get so much suicide bombers, because they truly experience their consciousness being, and they think, well, I'm infinite, therefore everyone is infinite, therefore what's the point of worrying about death? That true being has not experienced what is beyond consciousness, because if it found what was beyond its consciousness being, it would have found out that the body is the most vital vessel that each conscious being will ever experience in their lifetime. And to take bodies away, even your own body or other bodies, well, you don't know truly what consciousness is representing. Consciousness being is our primary original state. Beyond that is something that not many will ever encounter whilst in a body. But each one has 100% approval to actually discover what is beyond conscious in the being. You don't have to harm your body or do anything stupid like hold your breath for 20 minutes or whatever that stuff is. You just have to realize that all the stuff that you've been protecting, Mr. Mind, are simply temporary little gifts that are not really for you. They're just for you to taste. So when you become attached, associate to, and fear for the loss of your phone, then you're not even representing your conscious being state. But you're representing ego, which is a very vital state, but not protecting a phone. Maybe protecting your neighbor, or protecting your dog, or protecting your family. We live in a world of material wealth, but the material wealth is not true wealth. True wealth is when you use this body well and you experience the health of conscious being. And when you are fully conscious aware, you may have that opportunity to get a sneak preview of how vital this human race is to God. Each one, not just him, her, and them. Every one of us is here for some sort of learning to overcome this ego state that so many are so sickening, nauseating attached to. I want to save the world, I want to save my car, I want to save my house, I want to save my phone, I want to save my slug, I want to save everything. And of course that's true. But when the identities are differentiated, but I don't want to save them, that's division, that's separation, that's opposition, that's opposing states. That's that nasty ego that creates good and bad as divisive elements, when there is only good, until we start deformating each other with a mind that is diseased. Let's not end with a diseased mind. Let's end with some sort of awareness, some sort of beingness to represent consciousness, here-ness, now-ness, awareness. That's the truth of our state. Beyond, matters not if you discover it. Just discover your conscious being. And you'll really see how precious life is, how precious bodies are, how precious humans are, how precious beings we are.